Okay, so section 3, we have these 3 supporting details, and you came up with a main idea sentence. Please take a look and compare your main idea to my main idea, keeping in mind, does it make sense? Do the words that you have, is it a complete sentence? Do they all make sense? The second thing is, do you have a main idea? So is it who or what it's mostly about and what the details have in common? So here's mine. In the second part, girls were more likely to choose a game for kids who worked really hard rather than were really smart. And again, you can see mine's over a little bit. I have 23 words, but I needed those extra words to make. Now that you have all 4 sections filled into your document, now if you take a look at the bottom, it's time to write the start sentence. Although this little box is at the end of the document, this sentence will eventually start your entire summary. So all of the main idea statements that you wrote will kind of go right after this start sentence. If you see, START stands for source, title, author, right verb, and topic. So when you take a look at this article, I'll go back to the article, you will see that it doesn't really say where this is. So I'm just going to tell you. I got this from Newsela. So how you would start this, let me go down to the start sentence here. If you take a look in the Newsela article, so that's my source, Newsela article, and then I need to insert the title. So I just plop it right in there and making sure that I'm putting it in quotation marks. So in the Newsela article, little girls doubt that women can be brilliant, study shows. The next thing I need is the author. When I go back to it, it tells me right here, Maria Danilova. So I plug that into my start sentence, Maria Danilova. And then this is the important part, the right verb. So really you're asking yourself, how is the information provided? You want to stay away from basic words like tells or talks about. Okay, those aren't really specific about how the information is given. And it's certainly not the right verb. So you want to find it. I chose the word investigates. So once again, in the Newsela article, little girls doubt that women can be brilliant, study shows. Maria Danilova investigates. And then finally, you're putting in the topic. This is like the giant main idea. So you're looking for the main idea of the entire text to plug into this topic. So I chose investigates how gender stereotypes begin at an early age. This is encompassing the entire article. So my start sentence is, in the Newsela article, little girls doubt that women can be brilliant, study shows. Maria Danilova investigates how gender stereotypes begin at an early age. Now that I have my start sentence, I would go back up to the top, and the rest of these sentences would go after that. So after that start sentence, it would read, a recent study proves that girls see that we're going to be reading an article that also looks into some social justice topics, and this one is particularly gender inequality. So if we go back to the 10% summary sheet, the first thing that it asks you to do is to find 10% of the article. It's really important for you to know this up front so that you know what you're looking for in each section, or you can break it up into sections, which I did for you in this case, but you'll have to do on your own in other cases, as well as to know how many words you can have in each section. So this first one, the first question says, this article has blank words, so 10% of this article would be. And what's really nice is that these articles give you the word count. So you can see that this article is 723 words. So when I go back over here, you're going to want to plug that in here. And then 10%, so if I go in and plug this in, 723, 10% of this article, all I have to do is move the decimal point over 1 to find that 10% would be 72 words total, between 68 and 76 words. Also, the next part says this article has 4 sections. I already know words, but that's give or take. You want to make sure that you've got all of the points in each section for your summary. So please fill that in now. You may pause and make sure you've got those numbers in.